I have been posting art online since I was in middle school, and it wasn't until recently, like a decade later, that I got over 1,000 followers on social media. So, why is that? Hi, my name is Katie, I'm an illustrator and comic artist, and today I'm going to talk about why it took me forever to start growing on social media. When I started posting art online, my goal was to just share it. If I drew something I liked, I would post it. I loved browsing art on DeviantArt back in middle school and high school, so I thought it'd be a great place to start posting my art. Was I ever consistent or maintained a good art style? No. As a young artist, I drew the first thing that came to mind and posted right after finishing it. It was wonderful. Most of what I drew was either fan art from games like Legend of Zelda or Portal, as well as my own characters. I don't post on DeviantArt anymore, but back when I did, it was common to join art groups which would feature your work in their collections. I joined a few, which helped me gain more views, as well as connect with people in the same fan groups. In the 5 years that I posted on DeviantArt, with over 100 pieces of work posted, I got around 35 followers. So throughout all my middle school and high school days, I would draw, post art with very little views. I think typically I got around like 100 views and a couple of likes per artwork, with the occasional comment here and there. Yeah, it was disheartening spending hours on something that was barely seen, but it didn't stop me because I love drawing. The few comments I got made me so happy and always made me want to draw more. One of my most popular posts there was an Ebe fan art animation with 3.7 thousand views, 100 likes, and 40 comments. Half the comments were me talking back and forth with the people who did comment, but I was so happy because I made something that was getting noticed by so many people. Most of the comments were, "Love the animation," or "So sad, poor Gary," because it was based off one of the bad endings for the video game. Either way, I love seeing how people interacted with this animation, which again made me want to draw more. Towards the end of high school, my younger sister got me to start posting on Instagram. At the time, I only saw Instagram as something you use when talking to your friends or posting about your life, but more people were starting to post their art, so I decided to as well. I ended up posting to my first Instagram account from 2014 to 2021. I stopped posting to DeviantArt in 2016, so there were a few years where I posted to both accounts. I showed lots of work from my sketchbook, made original character art, and fan art, both in traditional and digital mediums. Starting out there, I got around 10 to 20 likes per post, and a couple of comments. Already more than what I was used to on DeviantArt. A couple years into posting on that account, I started getting 40 to 50 likes on my sketches and finished work. It wasn't until I started posting Hollow Knight fan art back in 2019 when my account really started to pick up. My fan art was getting around 500 to 2,000 likes, and even my own original art was starting to get 50 to 100 likes. But that didn't last long because after 2020, my likes and views started getting lower. Instagram changed their algorithm, I think, and I ended up posting less on that account, so I was back to getting 30 to 40 likes. By the time I stopped posting to this account, with almost 1,000 posts of art I made throughout college, I got almost 500 subscribers. Again, I wish I had more traction, but I love drawing more than the numbers, so of course I kept going. I decided to start a new Instagram account towards the end of college, just so I could try to be more consistent in what I post. I focused on making more finished art and clean-looking sketches. The majority of what I now posted was mainly digital art. When I started the account, I was getting around 30 to 40 likes, since a lot of my followers from my old account came to my new one. And around 2020, when I started posting less to my first account and more on this one, I was getting 50 to 60 likes. While posting here, I started to figure out what kind of art that I really like creating. I started making lots of character illustrations and early concept art for my crystallized comic. A year later, I started making reels and tried to actually grow my account. I would post like 1 to 2 times a week, tried trending stuff and more. Videos would usually perform better than my image posts, but I still liked posting images more because that's what I mainly create with my art. Around this time in 2021, I also started posting comics to Webtoons, which I'll talk about in a minute. But throughout 2021 and 2022, I was busy working on my comics and posting when I could. So around 2023, I finally reached 1,000 followers. This was a milestone I was trying to reach for a while, and it only took off once I started posting comics and paid more attention to when I was posting and more. And now that I started making videos here on YouTube, I now have 2,000 subscribers here. In my time posting art to various platforms, I feel like each one grows at a different rate. Some places prefer long videos, while others may like shorter ones or maybe images. Pretty much all prefer consistent posting, which can be hard. Like I said, I also started posting to Webtoons, which technically isn't a social media platform, but it's close enough. I ended up posting regular comic updates, and after a few months, already got over 1,000 followers for my comic in 2021. And as long as I kept those comic updates coming, I kept growing. And now my comic Sugar and Swords has over 40,000 followers. So technically I reached the 1K subscribers back in 2021, but it wasn't until more recently in 2023 where I actually hit that number for Instagram and YouTube, the places that I was trying to grow in the first place. So from 2011 to 2021, I got 1,000 subscribers. If you only count social media, then it took over a decade, but that's fine. It's fine. Now, do I regret how long it took to grow? No, not really. I do wish I grew more right after college, but I don't feel bad about how long it took. When I started, I just wanted to post art online and get better at my craft, which is exactly what I did. So by those standards, it's been great. Over time, there were moments where I felt bad about my art. I thought that because I wasn't growing, maybe my art just wasn't good enough. Or maybe it was a problem with me, because there are so many younger artists earlier in their art journey who are way more popular than I ever was. But looking back, that's just not true. The art that you create is worth more than the number of likes or comments you get. So to answer my question, why did it take forever to start growing? I believe it's because I was making art for myself. I gave myself room to experiment and draw what I wanted. Social media makes it easy to grow as long as you are consistent in what you post. But for me, it was more important to grow my art more than my follower count. Speaking on a more logical point, probably the main reason I didn't grow fast was my inconsistency. One day I would post digital art, and the next I was posting a background painting or watercolor doodle. It wasn't until college and my newest art account where I actually tried to be consistent with my work. But you know what? It's normal to be inconsistent when you're growing. You are figuring out what you like to create, what you struggle with, and what you want to say with your art. Trying to become a better artist all while trying to grow your social media account is like learning two different skills at the same time. Even though there are a lot of overlap, getting better at art and getting better at marketing are two different things. Now, some people do get lucky. Sometimes the stuff they draw is exactly what's trending or popular. But there's a lot of people like me who aren't lucky in this way. We just want to draw our characters or take time creating instead of constantly posting something new. Either way, it took me a while to start gaining traction, but that's okay. If you are middle school, high school, or just a beginner artist, your main goal shouldn't be to focus on growing your art account. You should be spending time developing your art and having fun posting what you want. Is it bad to start trying to grow an art account early? Not at all. If you're a numbers person and like doing all the marketing and connecting with others, then go for it. I'm just saying that this isn't a race and to make art at your own pace. I'm sure middle school me would have loved to get popular like making art online, but I still had fun showing off my art, even if it was just to my siblings and friends. Personally, I'm glad I didn't make it big when I was in school. I would have felt more pressure to make the same kind of art rather than experiment and draw what interested me the most. Oh, and I'm not saying that I'm super popular or made it right now. Having over 1,000 subscribers is nice, but I know it's just not that much. But it is my first goal of many. Nowadays, I care less about how many likes my art gets. After years of just seeing low numbers and the occasional good one, I'm a bit desensitized to it. I have posted hundreds and hundreds of pieces of art, only to get a handful of views, which honestly made me learn not to seek the validation of my work in others. If you make something that you like, don't let anyone take that feeling away from you. I may be an upbeat and positive person, but after years of this, I just started caring less. Not about my art, but about how others react to it. Like, just to put your heart into something, only for people to barely see it hurts. So I guess over time, I just had to develop a thicker skin. I don't expect things to easily grow, and I try to focus more analytically rather than emotionally. Like, if something doesn't perform well, then I try not to blame the art, but rather how the platform I am posting on affects this. As much as I like posting images to Instagram, that place favors reels and videos now. So if I want to grow there, then I need to change how I'm posting my content, rather than the content itself. Plus, I've realized that more likes doesn't always equal more money if you're trying to make a job out of it. There are a lot of other factors that come into play, like the demographic of your audience, the retention rate of the content, and more. Things I'm still trying to figure out. So right now, I'm trying to focus on the overall growth of my social media, rather than just whether one specific post or video I made was good or not. It's important to ask yourself, why do you want to grow on social media? Is it for fame, to show off your hobby, connect with others, grow a business? Understanding why you want to grow makes it easier to figure out what you want to do with your art account. If it's to show off your hobby or connect with other artists, then having a super large following isn't necessary to succeed in that. Being part of a small community of artists is a great thing to have. If you want to grow a business, then having a large audience would help bring in more customers and affect your profits. If you just want to get popular, then I would really think about why you want that popularity. Right now, my goal for posting online is to share my art I create and grow my channel enough so I can make a living off of it. This means looking at my social media more as a business compared to how I used to view it as only a way to show off my art. I still have much to learn when it comes to growing on social media. I only have a couple thousand of subscribers here on YouTube, but I'm happy with the progress I've made, no matter how small. Who knows how I'll react if my stuff ever gets super popular. I mean, I have an idea with how big Sugar and Swords has gotten over the years. Like I said, that has over 40,000 subs and millions of views on Webtoons. It always makes me happy when I post new updates and see the comments roll in. But I do think more about what exactly I'm posting since I know a lot of people are going to see it. I guess, out of all the things I've learned, I know that I have no plans on stopping. Whether people see what I create or not, I'm going to draw. And that's exciting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little art chat. To give a quick update on what I'm doing right now, my comic, Crystallize, has just started updating again. It updates every other Tuesday, and I also have a Patreon where I post updates early there and also give some extra art tips. I don't remember the last time I actually mentioned my Patreon here, but if you want to see more of my work, then please check it out. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye! William, why are you so chatty right now? Every time I try to record, the birds always just want to join in, which is cute, but also kind of hard to record with. I'm just saying.